I'm so busy today. I'm trying to make a big long trip and I'm flying all the way there. Can you believe it? These are not very good wings to fly with. Welcome to Storytime. I'm Miss Hannah. And today, this whole month, we're going to be talking about migration. And today, we're talking about animals that fly. Do you want to read some books about animals that fly? Let's go do it. Hello and welcome once again to Storytime. I, of course, am Miss Hannah. And as you saw in the intro, we're talking about migration. That is our big word of the month. We're talking about 3 different types of animals that migrate. Animals that fly, animals that walk, and animals that swim. This week, we're talking about animals that fly. And migration means a big, long trip. So we're going to talk about animals that take a big, long trip. This week, we're talking about animals flying on a big, long trip. There are some very common ones that you can think of. Let's see if we can think. What can you think of any animals that fly and take big, long trips? Birds do. So I've got a bird book. I've got a couple of them. We're going to read 2. Our first one is called Goose Down. And geese are a really common one that we see most of the time if you live in the United States. So we're going to read Goose Down, and this is by Doudna. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. This is called a fact and fiction book. It has fact on one side, fiction on the other, and we'll read both of them. Geese live near water but spend their time swimming. They often live in parks and on golf courses. Gilda Goose sits by the lake, reading the newspaper. Gabby, she says to her friend, the Flying Geese Ballet is in town tonight. Let's go see it. Some geese migrate, flying north for the summer and south for the winter. Others live in the same place all day. Gilda and Gabby wait in line to buy tickets. Gilda wanders out of line to look at the posters on the wall. Gilda, we won't get good seats if you don't stay in line, Gabby says. Here are Gilda and Gabby over here. Flocks of geese fly in a V shape. Can you see the V? Which makes it easier to move through the air. Gilda and Gabby find their seats in the front row. Gilda leans forward so she can see better. The dancers stay in perfect formation throughout the whole show. Geese return to the same area each year. Some geese even return to the same pond. Gilda wants to join the Flying Geese Ballet the next time they come through town. She practices her dancing, but when she flaps her wings, she just falls down a lot. Geese have different types of feathers. Contour feathers give the geese their shape and coloring, and down feathers are for warmth. Down are usually underneath. They're kind of like our skin, and contour is like a coat. Gilda doesn't want to give up, so she straps a goose down pillow so she won't fall down, so it won't hurt so much when she falls down. Do you see where she strapped the pillow? She strapped it to her behind. Each summer, geese shed their flying feathers and can't fly until their feathers grow in. Gabby watches. She says, Gilda, maybe you won't fall if you had glasses so you could see better. Gilda agrees. I'll go to the eye doctor this afternoon, she says. Do geese need glasses? Apparently Gilda does. The most common wild goose in North America is the Canadian goose, this guy right here. Canadian geese have excellent eyesight. Gilda tries to read the cards at the doctor's office, but everything is blurry. The doctor says, Gilda, you need glasses. Gilda finds a pair she likes. She exclaims, now I can see much, much better. It says on here, I am as light as a feather. I can dance. Canadian geese on the ground will honk to signal a flock in the sky to join them on the ground. Gilda practices all day. With her new glasses, she doesn't fall anymore, and she becomes more graceful. By the time the Flying Geese Ballet returned. She is ready to join the troop. The end. Geese are a fun one, and they are one of the most common animals that migrate in our area, at least. Now, let's go sing a song about a bird. Hi, are you ready to sing a bird song? Sing it with me. I saw a little bird go hop, hop, hop. I said, little bird, won't you stop, stop, stop. I went to the window to say, how do you do? It shook its little tail and away it flew. Can you sing it with me this time? I saw a little bird go hop, hop, hop. I said, little bird, won't you stop, stop, stop. I went to the window to say, how do you do? And it shook its little tail and away it flew. One more time? Let's do it. I saw a little bird go hop, hop, hop. I said, little bird, won't you stop, stop, stop. I went to the window to say, how do you do? And it shook its little tail and away it flew. Good job. Let's go read another story. And we're back in the reading corner. Sorry, I about dropped my book. Now, I've got another book up, another fact and fiction book. It's another one that's a side-by-side, the facts and fiction book. This is called Duckbills, and this is by Tracy Kompelien. And it's about ducks. Ducks migrate too. Mallard ducklings are led down the water by their mother as their soft, downy feathers dry off after hatching. Mally Mallard is swimming in a lake, minding her own business, when she notices a huge gray object in the sky. Do you know what that is? Airplane. Young, down-colored ducklings cannot fly until they're about 2 months old and their feathers have grown in. Oh my, what's that? She says. It's called an airplane. People ride on it to go to faraway places, Daddy Drake says. Soon you'll be ready. Soon you will fly just like an airplane. Duck bones are hollow, which makes their bodies lighter. It makes it easier to fly long distances. Mally is amazed. She wants to start right away. Mally's dad shows her what to do. Then Mally practices until she is flying high. In the fall, mallards build up a store of fat in their bodies. This provides them energy for the long flight south. By the end of the day, Mally is very tired from all that flapping. She thinks getting a ride on an airplane sounds like a much better idea than doing all this work. Mallards eat wetland plants and grains such as wheat, barley, and oats. They also eat some insects and shellfish. The next day, Mally goes to the airport and jumps on a plane. As Mally sits down in her seat, the flight attendant asks, would you like lasagna or steak for lunch today? Mally orders both. See it? That's a lot of food for a duck. Mallards spend the spring and summer in the northern United States and Canada. They fly south or migrate for winter. After a few hours, the plane lands. Mally's excited to get into the warm Texas air. On the way off the plane, the attendant hands Molly an envelope. In the envelope is a bill for $200. Ducks waddle when they walk. That's because their legs are short and far apart. Molly uses all her money to pay for the bill. She is very disappointed and walks off the plane flat broke. Mallards fly in flocks rather than alone. A group of birds is called a flock. Mally's family arrives several days later, very tired from the long flight. When Mally greets her family, she exclaimed, I will travel with you from now on. Mally has learned a lesson after paying that huge bill. The end. That was a silly one. Ducks don't fly on planes. But we should go sing a song about a duck. Would you like to come do that? Come do it with me. Are you ready to sing another song? This time it's about ducks and geese. Here it is. 5 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother duck said, quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. 4 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducks came back. 3 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said quack, 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 but only 2 little ducks came back. 2 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back. 1 little duck went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said quack, 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 but no little ducks came wandering back. But then she said quack, 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 and all that 5 little ducks came back. All right, should we go read one more story? Let's go read one more story. Wasn't that a nice song about ducks? Now, can you think with me? Did you know that birds aren't the only thing that fly to migrate? Now let's think. What else can you think of that flies that might migrate? Think, 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 think. Did you say insects? You're right. Insects migrate. Dragonflies migrate, and there's another more famous insect that migrates. Butterflies. Most specifically, monarch butterflies migrate. So I've got a book about it. This is called Becoming Butterflies by Rockwell. First thing I want you to see is look at the inside cover and look at all the different types of caterpillars. Aren't they pretty and all so unique? My pages don't want to turn. There we go. Silly pages. One day, just so I can get a better picture for you. One day, Miss Dana brought a surprise to school. 3 striped caterpillars and a flower pot. A green plant called milkweed was growing in a flower pot. The caterpillars are inside this little thing right here. This is milkweed right here. There's Miss Dana right there. She told us that butterflies don't have baby butterflies. They lay eggs that hatch into tiny caterpillars. The caterpillars eat and eat and eat until it's time to become butterflies. You'll see, she said as Juliana and I helped her put the caterpillars in the box. Look how little the caterpillar is right now. Now we know it's monarch butterflies because of the milkweed plant. Monarch butterflies only eat milkweeds, and they're the only butterfly that eats milkweed plants. We put some milkweed into a box, and our caterpillar started to eat. Then we put the screen lid over the top of the box so they could have fresh air but couldn't crawl away. That's really important. Then we drew pictures of them eating the milkweed. Here's it, eating the milkweed leaf. Our caterpillars ate and ate and ate and got bigger and bigger and bigger. But they're not becoming butterflies, said Juliana. They're just big, fat caterpillars. Wait and see, said Miss Dana. Do you see how much bigger it is? Let's compare. I'm going to use our tools here and compare our pages of our books. Here he is, little itty bitty. And look how much he's grown. My goodness. After 3 days, our caterpillar got so big that his skin split. A new striped skin was just the right size underneath it. I think caterpillars are always hungry because ours ate the old skins and then more milkweed. I drew a picture of it. Here's his old skin. And here's Zach. He drew a picture of the caterpillar and his skin. A few days later, their skin split again. When our caterpillar was about 2 weeks old, one hung upside down from the screen lid from a little thread on the of black silk that it made. Look, it's spelling my name, Juliana said. She was right. The caterpillar had made itself into the letter J. And there it is in there. They're looking at it. Soon our caterpillar's skin split again. But this time we didn't see any new striped skin. All that was there was a glob of greenish-white jelly. There wasn't a caterpillar to eat the old skin. Ick, said Juliana. It looks sort of sick. It's not, Miss Dana said. Watch what happens. It's turning into a chrysalis. We watched the jelly get smoother and greener. Soon it was hard and smooth with a ring of gold dots. Hey! It's not icky at all, said Juliana. It looks like a beautiful jewel. Where'd the caterpillar go? I asked. It's becoming a butterfly, said Miss Dana. But first it must become a chrysalis. That's what it is right now. Here it is. It's a chrysalis. Isn't that pretty? And then there's a chrysalis, and then it looks like this one's getting ready to become a chrysalis. This one's still wandering around, which means it probably has a day or so. We watched the other caterpillars climb in the box and hang from hang in the shape of the letter J. Their skin split, and each one of them became a green chrysalis with a ring of shiny gold dots. For 10 days they hung there. They did not eat. They didn't move. I wish they'd do something, said Juliana. They are doing something, I said. They're becoming butterflies. See, let's count them. 1, 2, 3 chrysalises. And then in the book, 1, 2, 3 chrysalises. One morning, a chrysalis turned dark brown. What's wrong? I cried. Nothing's wrong. Now it is time, said Miss Dana. It's almost a butterfly. You'll see. It's all dark. There's one that's dark and 2 that are green. We watched as the shell of the chrysalis peeled away. It had turned as clear as glass. A butterfly with wet and folded wings hung, waiting for its wings to dry. Wow, said everyone. Look at that. How pretty it is. It's clear as glass. And there's the butterfly. You should never help a butterfly when they're drying their wings. That's something they have to do by themselves. That afternoon, we drew pictures of our beautiful butterflies. When their wings were dry, we opened the window. Each one sipped nectar from a flower outside and fluttered into the sky. But I wanted them to stay. Juliana looked very sad. You just have to wait when butterflies. You don't want to help them out. You want to let them wait and let them dry their wings naturally, because that's how butterflies work best. And never touch a butterfly on its wings. It has special scales, and you can hurt them. And they're all going away. Goodbye, butterflies. Wonder where they're going. Do you know? They'll sip nectar all summer, Miss Dana said, but they'll fly south before winter comes. Migration. Butterflies can only live where the weather is warm. On the map, she showed us a place called Mexico. It's right underneath the United States. That's where I live. It's where most of you live. I live right there. And so they're going down to Mexico. This is where they'll go, she said. We wrote a letter to boys and girls at a school in Chincua, Mexico. Please take good care of our butterflies, we said. One cold winter day, we got a letter back from the boys and girls at a school in Mexico. They sent a picture of a tree covered with butterflies. All of us looked and looked, wondering which were the 3 butterflies we had hatched in our classroom and set free to fly so far away. Look here. There's millions of butterflies that gather in Mexico. These are just one tree. Isn't that cool? Now, they all go down south for the winter. They migrate. Now, I've got something special for you, and then I'll come right back with our craft. The big word of the month this month is migration. And migration means a very long trip. So, can you do it with me? And since we're talking about animals that fly today, can we pretend to fly? Let's put our arms way out and we're going to pretend to fly. So, ready? We're going to do migration on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Migration. A great long trip. Fly with me. All right, let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Migration. A great big long trip. Right, here we go. Flying, flying, flying. All right, one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Migration. A great big long trip. Here we go. Flying. That was quite the flight. Did you migrate? Good. All right, let's go see what we're doing. Let's go see what our last thing is. And here we are once again in the big comfy chair for your craft. Your craft today is this. This is called a smash butterfly. My son made this for me. What you can do is, if you get your adult to help you, is you cut out the shape of a butterfly, you paint each side, and then when you're ready, you smash it together. And it makes it look really fun on each side. Isn't that fun? It doesn't look like a butterfly, it has fun designs on it. Well, that's about all we have for today for our migration of animals that fly. Come back next time and we'll figure out what's going to migrate next time. Is it going to be animals that swim or maybe animals that walk? We'll find out. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.